All right, ladies and gentlemen, traders, welcome back to another Relentless recap. As you're tuning in, be sure to hit that thumbs up. We do appreciate it. Hit that thumbs up. And if you're a new viewer, consider subscribing to the channel. So before we jump into this one, just remember our disclaimer. Remember that day trading, of course, is risky. Remember, a lot of people are having a hard time, so take it slow. Slowest is the fastest way. Utilize simulators and cash accounts before exposing yourself to a lot of risk. There is no need for your tuition to the market to be high as you're learning how to trade. Secondly, remember the live stream and recaps are not an invitation to copy trade. Thirdly, remember I do not invest in my subscribers, so be careful of fake accounts. I will never message you first. And lastly, these results are not the typical results of a trader. All right, so keep those things in mind today. As you guys can see from the thumbnail, it's a pretty solid day. It's one of our best days in forever. It almost feels like it's long overdue, right? So we're up a whopping $17,000 in just one day, in just 2 hours really of trading. And I said this before and I'll say it again. When it comes to trading, it's really like a business. It really is a business, and there's only a few other careers out there that can really like compare to what we're doing here, man. And those careers are high level doctors, high level CEOs, high level, dentists, lawyers, the CPAs that may be on the board of a company or maybe owning their own business, right? There's not a lot of other places where you can just casually show up and make this kind of money, whether it's the days where we're up 1K, 500, or a day like today where we're up 17,000. I mean, it's just absolutely insane. And I wonder, because if I didn't used to trade, if I did not used to trade, and I had a regular job and I was able to make this kind of money in some way, like a scratch off or whatever, right? What would I have done with this type of gains? Now, granted, I have to pay like 3K in taxes, right? So let's just say this is 14, 15K. What would you do with $15,000 in your hands? You know, but for us, it's like our income is so high that like when a day like this does happen, it just feels like another day. It's the strangest thing. But anyhow, I'm gonna walk you guys through how I was able to get this done. We're going to talk about some of the patterns and setups that I traded. We're going to also take a look at the scanning software that I use to find these stocks in the morning. And we're going to talk a little bit about how I manage risk getting out quickly with tight stops. We're going to talk about the chat room as well, how the community is doing, and how the community is helping to influence my trading positively. And I'm using it as a good resource to continue to push and to continue to look to be more and more aggressive over time. So the day started off with me logging in and going on to my Momo Pro scanner here, which does show me in percentage order, top to bottom, which stocks are the strongest percentage wise, and then this list goes down. Now, not because a stock is up significantly in the percentage means that it's worth trading. There's a criteria that we look for here, and that criteria includes volume and float, right? Volume, shares being traded; float, the shares available for the public to trade. So as we come on down here, and we're going to see stock CERO, another penny stock, literally penny stock meaning below $1, right? This stock was below $1 and it was up over 100% this morning. I think about 200% at the time. There was already, I believe, 130 million shares of volume. Right now, this is saying 1.4 billion is what this number actually is here, right? We had, 1.41 billion shares. So at 9:30 a.m. this morning, we were around 130 million shares in volume, and the shares available for the public to trade is 150 million. So the float tells us, the float and volume tells us the ratio between supply and demand. If there's 130 million shares of volume before market open, just in pre-market, right, between 4 a.m. and 9:30 a.m., there's already that much volume. It tells me, well, after the bell, because typically what we see is that stocks will gain even more volume, twice, three, four, 5 times the amount of volume pre-market into the first hour and the rest of the day. So I knew, hey, because there's so much of an excess in volume coming in, this stock is going to be volatile, and that volatility and the movement in price action up and down allows us as hyper scalpers to be able to be in and out repeatedly to make gains. So I knew this stock right here would fit my criteria very well. Halt levels up 34 cents, halt level down 5 cents, very wide apart, so we didn't have to worry about halt levels, which is also something to keep an eye out for, right? So FOXO, CERO, and a few others fit this criteria, and that's kind of where I got my watch list from, right? So if I'm to pull up the chat room here, you guys will see at 9:03 a.m. my watch list CERO, HOVR, and a few others. FOXO was continuation, right? So that's how I found the stocks. In terms of the patterns and the setups, hey Relentless, what patterns, what setups were you looking for? So ideally, I like to trade the uptrends, right? If we look at FOXO on the daily chart, bottom left to here, we'll see that this one was a former mover. It made big moves countless times over the last few days. And so we knew this thing had potential, could be strong. And so the moment it started curling up today, it was called out in the chat room, right? So shout out to the chat room, because I wasn't watching at the scans because I was so busy with CERO. I kind of missed it right away. But once it was mentioned in the chat, we jumped on board. And you guys will see here in pre-market, right, this gray area here that's highlighted, we had what I like to call sideways consolidation right here. Sideways consolidation. So a lot of the times we want to see the stocks break out of this trend. Is it going to break to the downside or to the upside? And I love to trade the uptrend. So if we can break to the upside and start to move higher, I can start to look for trades. I can start to look for opportunities. Now, because this stock is so cheap, at the time 60 cents, 65 cents, 70 cents, I can use about 20, 30, 40,000 shares, right, to get in and out repeatedly. And this is the beautiful thing about a margin account here, because, as long as our accounts are over 25K, we essentially have an unlimited amount of buying power that we can recycle, right? So once I sell, my cash is instantly settled right back to 25K, plus or minus the gain or loss that I made, and I can use it over and over again. So even if my account is just at 30K, I could essentially trade throughout the course of one day tens of millions of dollars worth of this stock. And all of this helps as to why the stock market is so liquid and there's so much money flowing through it, right? So let's pull out the calculator here. Let's just do some quick math. I know not everyone is a mathematician, but don't worry, I'll break it down very, in layman's terms, as they say. So if I'm using 20,000 shares to buy, right? So in terms of the amount of cash I would be going into the stock with, let's just say I bought at 70 cents, 20,000 shares times 0.7. I'd be going in with $14,000 worth of my own money, right? At a time. Every time I hit buy, every time I hit sell, I'm in 14,000, out 14,000, plus or minus the gain that I made. Now, with $20,000, with 20,000 shares, every penny the stock moves up or down will be $200, right? So if we do 20,000 times 0.01, which is 1 cent. So for every penny the stock moves up or down, I'll be making or losing $200. Now this stock went from 58 cents all the way up to 88 cents. And it's not just a straight move, as you guys can see here, but after this initial push, there's a lot of up, down, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. And this is what hyper scalping this is when hyper scalping can really shine, because we're getting in and out so many times. We can capitalize off of this volatility. All right, so to start, and let's pull up my show trades to see exactly where I started getting in. It might not even, okay, there we go. So I came all the way at 9:36. Again, I was trading something else. So at 9:36, this thing already went from 59 to 83. I missed so much of the move. So you might say, well, Relentless, you missed maybe the better part of this move. How were you still able to make money? So I'm going to break it down like this, right? Let's get rid of the show trades here. So 1 penny is 200 bucks, which means half of a penny is 100 bucks and a quarter of a penny is 50 bucks. But within just this range right here, low 76, high 86. In just this area alone, there's about a 10-cent range, 0.10. The stock is moving up and down 10 cents at a time here. So if I can position myself to be in low, sell high, even maybe in high, sell higher, this can result into me still capitalizing. And within buying low and selling high, there's a lot of, really, if you put out like a magnifying glass almost and you break down these candlesticks into just seconds, because every candlestick right here represents 1 minute of trading. Within this 1 minute of trading, there is 60 seconds. Within that 60 seconds, so just within this one candle alone, right? Let's say we were to zoom in, just within this one candle alone, the stock might have went from, and let's just double check the low here. So the low of this candle was 75, the high is 83. So that's about an 8 cents range, right? So just within this candle alone, we might have went from 75 up to 78, back down to 75, up to 79, back down to 78, up to 80, back down to 79, up to 83. So within this just 1 minute alone, the stock might have, went up and down maybe, let's just say 10, 15 times. So, if we were to bring out that magnifying glass and really zoom in again, for the hyper scalping style, which is what we're doing here, buying, getting in and out within seconds, there's just entries on entries on entries on entries, and we're buying and selling over and over and over and over and over. Before you know it, and let me pull up my my level 2. So level 2 is another instrument that we use to help determine our entries and exits. Let's pull this up here. I mean, this is just insane volatility and momentum here. So let's skip ahead to FOXO. So we can show one of the earlier trades. So I'm using 25,000 shares, so 250 for each exit, for each buy and sell for 1 cent, right? So right here, stock is at 83.50, and I'm gonna 83.50 by 84, and I'm gonna look to jump in here for a breakout trade. I believe over 86 or over 85, something like that, or maybe just for a cent or two, right? It might have just been a cent or two. So I'm in 83.7, and here we go. Stock rips up to 85, 86, and so this is essentially what we're doing here, over and over and over and over again. So I'm in, I'm out. And then we try to ranks and repeat. So let's skip ahead here. Let's skip ahead to this like second incline. So I actually ended up like giving back a little bit. And then right here. So it's at 80. And I'm gonna watch. This thing is getting ready. I'm watching, I'm waiting. I'm watching, I'm waiting. It gets up to 82. And I believe I'm going to take the dip here right around 80. Let's see. I might have to fast forward here. Let's just keep watching. Let's keep waiting. Okay, got to 85. It got to 85. So you can see I actually missed a trade or two in there. Maybe I could have been in at 80, out at 83, back in at 82, out at 85. So even watching back just this small part here, I'm already seeing that I could have been more active in there. And I kind of missed a few trades. So I'm taking 83 here now, and I'm looking for back over 85. So I'm in 83. Boom, stock rips up 86. There's 88. And just like that, in one trade, I'm making over 1K in one trade. In just one trade. And this is why you got to be aggressive, because if you're not like jumping in and looking for these moves, you can just miss the whole thing. So just like that, in that one trade, boom, 1K. I mean, and when we bring this back into perspective of like the normal 9 to 5 job, hold on. When we put this into perspective towards the normal 9 to 5 job, I worked at Amazon, man. I worked at Amazon in the warehouse, $16 an hour, and I had to work 10 hours a day, 6 days a week to make $1,000 in a week. 60 hours in 1 week to make $1,000, and including commute, driving to and from work. Tossing packages, tossing boxes, packages. My shift, we would sort 30,000 packages. 30,000 packages. 1 week of back-breaking work. And to see that, and me putting into work, and trading is not get rich quick, because I've been doing this since 2019, 2020, putting in all the work, even when nobody's looking. To see that, making $1,000 in a scenario like this after putting in the skill, the growth is exponential, but putting in the work is what really takes the time before you then get to green. And then, so to see that this can be done like this, man, it's like the thing that you could make 17 grand just standing by a computer, man. I mean, this stuff is like unbelievable. It is truly unbelievable. And I think you guys get the gist of what I was doing here in terms of style of trade, and you can see how quickly I'm getting in and out. And this is how I'm managing risk as well, right? The moment the stock is not going, I'm selling. The moment it's not going, I'm selling. So this full video here, this full video of every buy and sell that I took was uploaded to our course website for our students to be able to go back and watch, rewind, fast forward. See, the students can go see every single thing. So if you want to become a student, you can check out Merciless Markets, which is the day trading course that I have. You guys can check out the website here. I'll pull it up quickly just for a sec. This is where it all goes down, man. Right here, this is where it all goes down. You have the mentors, myself, Marcelo, Tom. You have our curriculum here. You guys can come check out the curriculum. It's quite intensive. It's on the longer side, but it needs to be that way. That way you get every single thing that you need. And then, towards the bottom portion here, once we get down to chapter 32, this is our ongoing live trading sessions. Everything, red days, green days. If you want to see how one of the other mentors in Marcelo lost $3,500 on September, what's this? March, is this March 9th of 2023? You can go back and watch. How did Relentless Trader make $500 on March 13th? You can go back and watch. It's all here. Hey, how did Relentless lose $500 the next following day? Right? How did Marcelo go from big red to green? All this stuff is here for you guys to see. Our winners, our losers. We're fully transparent. There's nothing that we have to hide. It's all here for the people to see, man. It's all here for the people to see. You come down right here, right? You come down right here. There's a couple days here. Hey, how did Relentless make 1,600 on this particular day, right? It's all here for you guys to see. And just like today's videos are also uploaded for you guys to see, right? So be sure to check out Merciless Markets. There's a few different options here that you guys can consider. There's also an ebook. If you're a very beginner and you're looking to start small, check it out, right? So that's essentially how we were getting it done. There's a little bit of a look into the classes and the chapters. And so right now we're going to talk about the community and why the community is also, even at this point as a student, helping me out to be a little bit better, right? So when we jump into the chat room, we have a couple different sections here. There's, a bunch of different sections, but in particular, the profit loss section is where we go to share how we did on the day. And, all these purple names who are students, the blue names are the general chat room members. And by the way, D Trades, who I do have to give the blue badge to because we did have a meeting today, and he's now a verified trader, and his gains are proven. We did a call today. Where is it? I can't find it here. Meet up. There we go. All right, and we'll congratulate him too as well. So D Trades, student getting it done. Gambit, there's so many people in here doing well. Tim, one of the other mentors, right? Derek, smaller size, process over profits. Chris as well. And so I reached out to one of the Team House guys in Save. Let's come on up to Save in particular. So right here, this is pretty important. Save, using 100K blocks, meaning he's buying at one time 100,000 shares. When I saw that on Friday, it inspired me and encouraged me. Ray, Relentless, you're no stranger to managing risk. You're no stranger at understanding how these stocks move. You have the experience. Put a little bit more size behind it and see how well you two can do today. And I'm trying to find Save's P&L here. There we go. Save up over 44,000 today in just a few hours of trading. In just a few hours of trading. We have some more students here getting it done with smaller size. Dynasty, Gus, chat room member. So, and you can see here Save is saying, hey, 100K size, right? So this inspired me and encouraged me to push, 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 push. And this is the importance of a chat room, right? If you're red today, if you're struggling on the week, the month, the year, you don't come in here and look and get discouraged and be disappointed. But you utilize these people like Marcelo, Big Steve as motivation. Well, if this person can make 12,000, if this person can make 7,000 in one day, it must mean that what's happening here is possible. It's possible, because if it wasn't, nobody would be able to make anything. I wouldn't, none of the other mentors, none of the students, none of the Team House guys. And so this tells us that what we're doing, it can work. But if we're following this strategy and we're not profitable, we need to refine. We need to make changes, adjustments. We need to become more disciplined and refined. We need more experience. So I'm utilizing all of this as motivation. Even where I am in my career here, up over $200,000 on the year, I'm still being motivated and encouraged by the other mentors, the Team House members, the students, still pushing for new heights. So don't ever be discouraged. Don't ever feel like you're the only person not making money or anything crazy like that. But instead, use it as motivation. Use it as motivation. Keep going, keep pushing, keep grinding, and continue to improve. Jackson, one of the students' first 5-figure day. First 5-figure meaning first day over 10K. And he's doing it in style. 24,000. 24,000 verified trader. All the students are essentially verified. We're pretty transparent here. There's nothing to hide. And so what the blue badge here, this blue check really means is that you've made over 25, 30,000 in gains and you're consistently making money, right? But yeah, man, shout out to the team, shout out to the community. I hope those of you watching on are inspired, and we can continue to push every day, man. This is the place to be, even on the red days, the red weeks, the red months. Even on the days where it seems impossible, day trading small caps, is a great place to be, man. So I'm going to continue to stay positive, continue to stay motivated, and continue to look forward on improving on being my best self. And I know that my best self can do anything. The best version of me could have made 150 grand today. So there's work to be done. There's work to be done. So I will continue to work until I can see that there's no more growth, until there's a ceiling just right above my head. And just keep pushing, man. Keep pushing, keep pushing. With that being said, hit that thumbs up. Tomorrow again, bright and early, 8:50 a.m. See you guys then.